we've seen me scoop out of the barn into the pile, and we've seen me scoop manure from the pile into the spreader. And someone's going to ask about all this double scooping. But first, why is Patch out running around? Patch is free-ranging on this day. He injured his leg over the winter. We're down on cattle right now, so he's in the back of the pen that he would be in with similar-sized cattle of his age. But we're down, so we can just put a gate in and give him his own little section. Now, he could run anywhere he wants, but he runs back in to where I'm scooping manure, right back into the barn. Because he's a creature of habit. So now, we're all wondering, why are we double scooping? So in the time it takes Brad to spread a manure spreader load, I can scoop over one manure spreader's load worth of manure out of the barn. And right now, I'm scooping from the pile into the spreader, and the spreader's right next to the pile, so it's real quick. I can fill the spreader up fast and get him back out to the field. Now, if I was doing this as a one-person job, I would not be able to spread as fast, because I can get the manure out of the way and then get it bedded faster than if we were just running this as a one-person show. So while we're only 50% faster, we could be 100% faster with two spreaders. And we're going to find out why here in a second, why we're not using two spreaders.
Hello, BAME Farm fans. Today, it's manure spreading day. And tried to be all fancy. And we tried to use two manure spreaders. Here's one. We put it behind a 1086 just because we could, to make sure we had enough power to get this thing going. Yes, tried to be all fancy. Dad picked up this old New Holland tank spreader right before his accident. And well, we're finally getting to use it. Tried to use it. That didn't go well. I got one load through it, and it took me about 3 of the other manure spreader loads to get it unloaded. It took that long. We had some problems. That bearing went out. And yep, it's all poopy in there. There was actually no holes in the bottom. I was really surprised. For being an old manure spreader, typically these things are old and rusted out. It's pretty good underneath. I mean, it's not new. This thing's probably 40 plus years old. You gotta use your hands to flip open the top. I'll demonstrate that. Hopefully we use this thing eventually. I'll demonstrate opening the top. But you got one big lever opens half, and then this other lever flips the rest of it. And what do you see? That bearing shot. We saw the one on the back. I saw this one go out on me. And the one on the back, well, was locked up, and the shaft was turning inside the bearing. So yes, that was our attempt. Didn't even get one load through it. That's mostly cleaned out. It probably really needs new chains. I don't even know what model number this is. I see New Holland all over it, and there's not a single model. There's no model number. Now the print style says it's after Spurry bought New Holland. So that gives us an age range. That it's, I don't know, 60s, the oldest, late 60s, early 70s. Since for some reason it's got this split rim on it, and I don't know what's correct. The other one is not a split rim. Oh, and I think they're using it on an M or something because the PTO is too short. Had to slide in the drawbar on the 10 to make the PTO reach, because if not, it wouldn't reach with the drawbar at normal length. So yeah, it was a bit of a flop using two spreaders. We're just using our 145, your standard box spreader. Was hoping this would work to have two, so that I'd have one loaded, and every time Brad come back, I would get another one going. So I'm scooping, Brad's spreading, trying to get the barn clean. But yeah, it took me 3 times, like Brad would go out and spread the other spreader, and I would unload that one. And it took me 3 of his unloads to get that thing unloaded finally. It took forever to get it started. The chains, they're all missing the little, I don't want to call them claws, but there's a T-shaped piece of iron at the end of the chains. That's missing. It spread it out real nice. I spread it right here in this area. It's real thin. Well, I mean, it's not chunks. Those just fell off the back of the spreader. And this is what we'll see out in the field with the regular box spreader. But it's a nice even coating out here. You know, little pieces. If I had to go out and spread manure on a hay field or something, sure, it'd be great. But it took me, to get it to look like that, I did that loop. I went down and back 3 times in that spot. It took forever to get it started. And maybe, yeah, it just needs, maybe it needs new chains with those new chunks of iron at the end. Hopefully that'll fix it. It's nice and sunny. It's, I don't know, April 2nd, April 3rd. You know, we're gonna start the month dry and then it's gonna rain the rest of the month. So while it's dry, we're spreading manure. Got a big pile, work the pile down a bunch, gotta clean out the barn. We're gonna put this on where we chop silage. We'll come in the shade. Somebody's gonna see Patch here in a second. Patch has got a slightly bum leg, so he gets to free range right now. But he's not, this is where the big guys are over here usually. Oh, so we'll hopefully get to the field here soon, watch that unload. The Hydro's doing good. We did a bunch of maintenance on it yesterday. You know, fill oils, check oils, change them. Had to do a little welding, put a new fuel line on that was leaking. Yeah, the loader frame cracked right there. That is not a factory cut. Somebody made these brackets to fit a different tractor at one point. So there was a thin spot in that plate of steel and it cracked right there. We fixed that, put a fuel line, did the oil change and stuff. It's ready to roll for the season. I repacked the wheel bearings with grease. It was a fun day of maintenance. Whew. Yeah, are you ready? Yeah, Peter, you're finally getting big. You're gonna come home to a nice clean pen eventually. And you'll see that we'll put wood chips in. You'll see that too. This is gonna be a big 2-day project. I have borrowed the neighbor's spreader at times, which he's also spreading manure at the moment too. So that's kind of difficult. I had to make this go so much faster, so I'm in the market for a bigger spreader, I hope, I think, maybe. It costs so much to spread poop. Farm fans, it's that magical moment. Gates open. Time to let the biggest group of steers enjoy their new clean home. I'd much rather eat hay, so I gotta like shoo them over here. Yeah, there's 3 times the hay access on the other side. Come on, you can do it. Move. Come on, big guy. Move. There you go, there's a big steer crossing. Peter, well, go on, Peter. There you go. There you go. Go, Peter, go. Look at that, he made it. It's just a little step